Today's show is brought to you by a new podcast produced by MJBulls Media called Hemp Barons. It's a weekly show about the hemp companies, products, and entrepreneurs who are using this amazing plant to change the world. Listen to a new show every Tuesday on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. And if you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review.
Biggest problem with growing indoors is because of the cost of electricity. We don't need fans. We don't need to improve the air conditioning. You don't need to upgrade electricity because we can operate on 120 just like a regular plug-in. We reduce electricity costs about 75%.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. I'm Dan Humiston, and on today's show, how this company is using state-of-the-art lighting technology to provide cannabis grows with a cost-effective way to improve efficiency. Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by Danna, the president and COO of Natural Sunlite. Lee, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Well, watching the industry explode over the past 7 years, I got to say one sector that I've seen the biggest change in is the grow facilities. I remember going to grow facilities back in Colorado back in 2012, and big ones were 5,000 square feet. and they had,
Yes.
Yeah, and they had like sheets of plastic, black plastic separating the rooms, and everything was manual. Those days are gone. They're long gone. I mean, facilities now are hundreds of thousands of square feet, and in order to be competitive, everybody is figuring out ways to cut costs and be more efficient.
Right.
Your company, Natural Sunlite, is right at the forefront of helping companies do that. I'd say there's so much to talk about, but I'd like to kind of jump in and start talking about the heart of your fixtures, and that's with the chip-on-board lighting, and explain how that works so that our listeners can get a better visual of that.
Yes. Well, chip on board, COB is referenced, is basically a solid state computer that absolutely controls the lighting aspect. We automate the canopy. Because of the COB and the reduction of the heat, we can bring the lights anywhere from 18 inches to 2 feet above the canopy. Each light fixture is where all the technology is housed. When you go to measure the humidity, the temperature, a cord drops down right into the plant so that you're taking the temperature, the humidity, where the action needs to be. So it brings a certain accuracy. Now, biggest problem with growing indoors is because of the cost of electricity. We don't need fans. We don't need to improve the air conditioning. You don't need to upgrade electricity because we can operate on 120 just like a regular plug-in. We reduce electricity costs about 75%.
Oh my gosh.
So essentially, it makes the indoor grow competitive with those companies that are coming in with the big grow plants in a greenhouse.
Yeah, I saw that on your website. It's got to be a huge cost savings when people are building out their grows.
It really is. It's a dramatic saving. We have a lot of growers that our lead grower works with. And so we used 18, but there's some that has been as high as 24 employees. Okay. With the automation, it only requires 7 people.
7? Really?
Yeah.
So you lower your labor cost, you lower your electric cost.
Yes.
You don't have heating costs. Seems like you have a winner with this product.
Well, we think so, and we've never really promoted it out, but through word of mouth, we've already got about 6,650 fixture orders. This is something that very, very motivated. We have a passion to do. We look at it this way. There wouldn't be an industry here if it wasn't for those growers that started it all. And to see big companies come up and a lot of money coming down from Canada, basically will eliminate these growers that don't automate.
Yeah.
And we have a passion about that to give them the tools, and all they have to do is hang the lights. That's it.
The fixture also communicates through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to people's phones or their laptops.
Yes.
Am I getting that right? I read it on your website that
Absolutely, you're getting it right. With each light fixture, and that automatically builds a data center that comes with lighting. So you'll know exactly what you did before, how much you've used this, that, and what the results were as opposed to now. But just think of this. There's always a grower that they're always wanting to know, how's my plants, this, that. They can actually pull their smartphone out, see the plant right from their phone.
Just a quick reminder that you can view each of the company's confidential pitch decks, including how much they're raising and the terms of their deals, on the MJBulls website. Go to MJBulls.com to find the cannabis investment opportunity that's right for you. I read someplace that there are over 200,000 grow facilities.
Our research shows there's over 200,000 growers.
Yeah. And all of them are going to need to automate to stay competitive. You seem like you're in really good position. I'm looking through your projections. I got to say, they're pretty impressive. So you're raising capital.
Yes.
Let's move on to that. The way I understand it is you're kind of doing it in sort of two steps. The money that you're using from the first step, you're using to exercise the rights that you already have to a public shell. And then once you're public, then you're going to raise more money selling stock. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to do a small crowdfunding and raise a small amount of capital. We've already got completely terms and conditions, and all we have to do is sign the final definitive agreement, and we're public. And then we've got 3 months to get our audit and to become a reporting company, which we definitely want to do. For us, it's the transparency and the ability to expand much faster, the ability to make acquisitions. Yeah,
and like we talked before we went on about, if you're not in this now, you might not be in it. It's just how things are moving so quickly. You really need to move. You can't just build it out of cash flow. This is a different, unique animal, this cannabis industry, and you have to treat it completely different. Well, we've been speaking with Danna from Natural Sunlite, and I have all of Lee's contact information on the MJBulls website. Sounds like there's an opportunity for people in the crowdfunding initially, and then there'll be an opportunity for people to buy your stock. So there's a couple ways that people can get involved if they're interested in participating in Natural Sunlite's growth.
I was just going to say, we do have a patent. That gives us a lot of confidence going forward as well.
Oh, and it gives investors a lot of confidence, too. I'm glad you mentioned that before we got off. Well, Lee, thanks again for being on the show. This is an exciting project. I wish you the best.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, good luck. Thanks for listening to Raising Cannabis Capital. To learn more about today's guest or to become a guest, visit our website at MJBulls.com. Today's show was produced by MJBulls Media, with original music produced by Jamie Humiston. I'm Dan Humiston, and you've been listening to the Raising Cannabis Capital podcast.